Hey, I'm Stian Weideman, founder of Success Rebel and fellow fitness business owner. Now today I wanted to share with you a freedom story and why I believe freedom is so important in your business. You see, all of us start a business at the end of the day because maybe we hated the place we were working at or we hated our boss. I mean, I went through so many different bosses because, maybe I'm just unemployable at the end of the day and I just like doing my own thing, and you might be exactly the same. So, you see, I started my own business in 2008, just when the recession hit. And slowly but surely, obviously, I learned different things from business and made a crap load of mistakes and, invested a lot of money to learn as much as I can, because in South Africa, there's no such thing as a fitness business coach or someone that helps people with fitness businesses. So I had to look elsewhere and I had to look abroad in the United States. And obviously, I had to invest money in dollars, and with the exchange rate, that is crazy amounts of money, and it's probably a lot more than you would expect. So the story I wanted to tell you today, just to give an example of the freedom that I've been, able to create over time, was in 2014. You might have heard that I went through a divorce. It was quite hectic. It was very tough for me, and I wanted to sell my business. But I went on a mindset journey, and I wanted to dig myself out of the hole and, find a new perspective on life. So long story short, I finally met my mentor, Mr. Brian Grosso, which has been actually a mentor of mine for almost 10 years. I've done a lot of his own courses when he was with the IYCA, and obviously I've done a lot of his other programs with the Mindset Performance Institute, and I'm also part of that. So he invited me to come to the United States to come and speak at the first ever Mindset Performance Institute Summit in Connecticut, which is obviously an absolute honor for me, because, a little boy from a mining town in South Africa to be invited to come to the United States, which I've never been to, even though I love traveling and I've been to quite a bit of countries. I was very honored to get the opportunity. But the biggest thing that laid ahead for me was trying to raise the funds, and I wasn't going to go on my own. I met this amazing woman while going to Thailand to try and, just relax from everything and just try and find your perspective on life. So I met this amazing woman and I said to her, listen, you need to go with me. Let's go experience this together. And I'm not just going to do this low key, I'm going to do it in style. So I decided to go to Vegas first, and then go to New York and spend some time there. We went to the Grand Canyon, all those type of things. But, what the story is all about is I used something called the freedom formula to raise the money in time. I mean, I had 60 days to raise roughly 90,000 Rand. Now, don't try and convert that to dollars, because obviously it's difficult and the exchange rate changes all the time. But think of it this way, the average income a month is 10,000 Rand. So 90,000 Rand is 9 months worth of salary to most people. And I had to raise that within 60 days. I pretty much used the formula and I was able to raise that in 48 days. Now, I'm not saying the formula is going to show you exactly how to raise funds and you'll magically raise millions and millions of dollars. That's not what it's all about. It's purely a way of changing your perspective and making you realize that, life is full of obstacles, and you're going to face obstacles in your life as well as in your business. And the formula will just make things a little bit easier. You'll learn about, something called perspective, obviously, and mindset, and what a massive role that plays in your life. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of obviously the importance of freedom, and tell you that short story about how awesome it was for us to go into the Grand Canyon, drive, go with a helicopter into the bottom of the canyon, ride with a boat on the Colorado River, come out, then experience Vegas, then fly down to New York, go into Central Park. Now, if you stay in the States, this might mean nothing to you, but just think of it. Think of the country that you've always wanted to go to, and just being able to experience that, even though you have a business, even though your business is running fine at home, because you have the systems in place, you have the automation in place, you have built up something over time, and you've been able to change lives, but at the same time change your own life, because you're making the money that you want to make. You have less stress. You're able to travel the world if that's something that you like to do. So I would definitely recommend checking out the Freedom Formula. I mean, it's for free. So why not check it out, see what it's all about. it'll definitely simplify your life. It'll make things a lot easier. Because that's why I started Success Rebel. You see, I want you to have freedom. I mean, there's no point in, everyone always talks about these freaking fitness business strategies and profit generating strategies and marketing tactics and all that stuff. That stuff's awesome. That stuff's great. The problem with that is it only focuses on life. It only focuses on business. And what about your life? You see, too often people try and separate life and business, and you can't do that. That's just stupid, because that's what happened to me. I mean, on the one side, I was having an awesome business because I was working at it all the time. But then on the back end of that, I was neglecting everything else. And at the end of the day, everything just suddenly fell apart, and I couldn't understand why. And that's because I didn't truly have freedom. I had the money, okay? I had the money. I had a lot of stress. I had no freedom. So at the end of the day, everything fell apart. And I think I'm lucky that the business didn't fall apart. But I was very close to absolutely self-sabotaging and just burning everything to the ground because I got tired. And I didn't know what to do because suddenly everything else fell apart. So I know this might sound like I was on a tangent here with my freedom story, and I just wanted to share that story with you and say to you, listen, yeah, anything is possible for you, but you need to understand that running a fitness business is not just about creating money and more money and generating more money. It is about creating more freedom and less stress in your fitness business as well as in your life. And that all comes down to having different areas of your life that you need to focus on. You can't just focus on business. You can't also just focus on training. There are other areas that you also need to focus on. And that's what I discussed in the Freedom Formula. And you could see, obviously, there will be below this post, there will be a nice little blue box that would say Fit Pro Freedom Formula. Fill in your email address if you haven't done that yet. Check the video out. It's 32 minutes and 55 seconds. So it's a long training. It's a proper training. It's not just a random stupid video that I've put together. And I'd love to hear your comments, obviously below this post. On Facebook, wherever you're watching this, I would love to hear your views. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Remember to go to successrebel.com. Check out some of the other blog posts, and please share it with any other fitness professionals that you know can benefit from this.